Hello, gorgeous people. Today I'm talking about our flaws. Now, I don't mean those kind of flaws, the flaws down there. I'm talking about the flaws within us with a W. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So the other day I was talking to the Jesus energy and I was giving thanks and in the conversation, the energy said to me, don't worry about your flaws, okay? And I knew that he wasn't talking about my flaws in my house, like my flaws within me. The reason that I knew that the Jesus energy was talking about my flaws is because I've been very conscious of them of late. Because of a few things that have happened, I've been very aware of my flaws, okay? And it said, you don't have to worry about your flaws, because we came here to have flaws and to work through them. The secret is not to worry about them, not to fight against them, not to deny them, but actually just to observe your flaws, to be an observer of them. Now that sounds fairly straightforward. Just look at them and you think, well, what's that going to do? If I just look at them, you go, yeah, I drink 50 cans of Coke a day. For example, imagine that being a flaw. That would be a big flaw. That would be a whopper. But you'd be going, well, there's another can down. Oh, another one. Hey, another one. Yeah, I'm just observing, that's all. So how does the observation thing work? Well, what the idea is that the reason that we don't become better often is because we deny that we have flaws. We won't look at them. We won't recognize them and accept them as flaws. Remember the cognitive dissonance? We actually justify what we're doing even though it has no gain. We justify it. And so therefore we don't see it as a flaw. And we pretend that we're great. So the idea is that we have to start becoming aware of our flaws, and it's easy. You know, the way that you become aware of your flaws is you just listen to what people say to you. People who love you, not everybody, people who love you, listen to what they say. They give you free feedback about your flaws. They let you know. Yeah? And when you hear something and you go like this, here they go again, you're always talking about that, and it's not even true. That's when you know. When you reject somebody who loves you is telling you something, well, you might want to look at, don't be daft, there's nothing wrong. That's when you know that you're overlooking a flaw. You're not staring at it. So what do you do when you know? I mean, some of us are acutely aware of our flaws. As a Virgo, I was born being aware of my flaws. It's part of being a Virgo, that you become very self-critical. In fact, you become very critical of everything. The worst critics are Virgos. We're very, very, very critical. And with ourselves as well. At least we're fair. Everybody gets criticised with a Virgo. So once you start to observe your flaws, what's the next step? Well, one of the things that you can avoid is getting really upset and wanting to get rid of them. What you resist persists. And so if you are trying to stop your flaws, like, no, and I'm going to come to some of the things that I've done. No, those flaws, I don't want them. I'm not going to look at them. Then we just give them strength. We actually really give them strength. So what's the secret? The secret, I suppose, is looking at your flaws and understanding that it's part of you. The Jesus energy said that flaws were there as teachers. Our flaws are our teachers. And that means that once we look at them, once we learn to love them, because it's us, it's you, your flaws are you. Once we learn to love them, then they transform and they become teachers and we learn. So every flaw that we have is there to teach us a lesson, right? It's to teach us about ourselves And also remember that we, for every flaw that we have, that can be flipped over onto the positive side as well. So for example, let's just say that you are bad-tempered, okay? So you've got a really bad temper and you know that it's a big flaw. Now you can deny it, or you can accept it as who you are. When you accept it, you actually start taking away its strength. But it's not, the acceptance is not, well, that's just how I am. So, tough titty for all of those people who live with me. That's not acceptance. That's kind of, that's being in denial, I suppose. Being in denial that, hang on, this needs attention. And, that's an interesting word. This needs attention. You give it your attention and you watch it. And then you start doing things like you lose your temper and then you start to reflect on that. What happened? Why was it? I mean, the other week, I lost my temper loads of times. It was just constant stream of losing my temper. When I reflected on it, I realised it was because I was tired because I'd just done a week's immersion course with my students. And so I was tired and I just had no patience. All right, now I could have given myself a really hard time for that. I could have had a real downer. But when you reflect on your flaws and you think, right, I see where that came from. Okay, even if you have to reflect and look back at your childhood, there's a lot of places that these things come from. Once you understand where it came from, then it doesn't sting because you know that you've just kind of been what we would call the reflecting something that was happening in your life. And then you can go and start making amends and saying sorry, okay? Because that's always a good thing, to apologise. So let me come to the voice. So we've got this voice. Imagine one of your flaws is an addiction. And that can be an addiction to anything. Addiction to doing something, taking something, drinking something, doesn't matter. So who has that voice? The voice that says, go on then, go and do it. Yeah, gives you a little thrill feeling. Go on, just get it done. Yeah, why not? Why not? I used to have that voice as a constant thing when I used to drink alcohol. Alcohol and me don't mix. We do. It mixes very well with anything. I used to mix it with anything. But it just doesn't, it's not right for me. And so I would have that voice. Now, I've been trained in NLP. In NLP, you learn to change the voice. You change the sound, change the voice into a Mickey Mouse voice. So the voice that's going, go on, suddenly it's like, go on then. Yeah, and you think, well, I can't take that seriously now. Many times, and I still do it because it does work sometimes, but I've learned something even better. I would tell it to shut the fuck up. So the voice is going, nee, go on, do it, go on, you'll enjoy it, go on, you'll have fun. And it said, will you shut the fuck up, leave me alone. Done that many times, and it does for a little bit, it shuts up. It does listen. However, I was given from the Jesus energy the way that you do it. And I've been trying it out, and boy, does it work. Boy, does it work. In fact, I'm thinking of adding it into all the therapy that I do. So what is it? This is it. When you get the voice that is, it's the angel devil, the devil voice that's going, go on, do it. What you've got to remember is that voice is testing you. It's a test, right? The voice wants to know, are you healed yet? Or are you still in trouble? It's like a constant testing of the boundaries that you have. Before, I would be pushing against it and, of course, giving it more strength, and it would never shut up. It would always come back. However, what I was told to do was this, is to hear the voice and say to the voice, thank you. Right? First thing. Just accepting it as it is. That's the martial art form of using the energy rather than pushing against the energy. So you say thank you to the voice. Thank you. Thank you for the lesson. thank you for the lesson. Right, the lesson is, am I going to be strong enough to not let this happen? Or am I going to allow the voice to guide me? Okay, it's just a little test. It's a little lesson for you. So I've been doing that with the voice, because we all have the voice that's always telling us to do stuff that we shouldn't do. And we have moments, sometimes they're worse than others. So and I've been hearing it, when I hear the voice, I just say, thank you for the lesson, thank you for the test. That's it. When I say that, I'm noticing this incredible relief. Because when the voice is coming, there's tension mounting. Am I going to do this? Am I not? I'm going to have to fight against it. Oh no, why is this voice coming? But when you say to it, thanks, thank you very much. I hear you. That's also what I say. I hear you. Thanks for the lesson. So you're acknowledging it, you're giving it thanks, and you're taking all the sting out. And it's really, really making a big difference for me. It's very nice. And I feel relieved. Does the voice come back? Yes. Because it wants to check. But my guess is after a while, that will slow down. Because you're acknowledging it and also you're observing it and you're doing everything that we were told. Okay? So, the voice, go on, have a chocolate. And you just say, I hear you, thanks for the lesson. And you feel all of that desire just disappears that it injected into you. Just disappears. At least for a while. And then do it again. And do it again. But it doesn't mean you have to stop eating chocolate. It's that you have to stop reacting to the voice that just pulls your tail, that makes you dance. Yeah? But bless it, it's a lovely voice. It's just a little teacher. I love you all. I hope that helps. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.